Mr. Ahmad, the touchpad is not working. I didn't get this cursor.
Second speech yourself.
Okay, I'm going to talk about our point fixations. My favorite video game is called Splatoon. It's a game where you're inkling and you have to try to paint all the surface going on 4v14. And my favorite show is Battle for Dream Island. It's an hockey show about over to an enemy hockey. And in Battle for an Island, it's really cool. I'm going to talk about our point fixations. My favorite video game is called Splatoon. It's a game where you're inkling and you have to try to paint all the surface going on 4v14. And my favorite show is Battle for Dream Island. It's an hockey show about over to an enemy hockey. And in Battle for an Island, it's really cool. My favorite character is Splatoon. It's girls. My favorite character in Battle for Dream Island is Blondie. Thank you.
30 seconds to speech yourself.
Okay, my name is Shaba, and I love to empower people and help them see their own strengths. That's why I'm an educator. And I love working with children and youth, and I sincerely believe that everybody is capable of achieving their best as long as we put the hard work in.
How do you solve this problem? What makes your approach unique or impactful? What are you asking for? You're asking them to buy your product, to invest with you, to partnership with you, or maybe today your ask is to ask your friend to give you feedback. Am I pitching powerful enough to grab your attention? Okay. So what is your purpose? What do you ask for? And the call to action, what is the clear next step that you want, okay, your customer to do? Okay, a few more examples that I have. Okay, this is a job seeker for marketing positions. Okay, I am who and who. I have always enjoyed helping
won't even pay. You just use Gemini for free, for example. So that is why a lot of the entrepreneurs, a lot of the builders, they are smart. They see that if you build something like that, what if OpenAI do something new? GPT 5, 6, 7, 8, their risk will be wiped out. And they'll die instantly. Days or minutes. So, this is why a lot of companies is really. So this is just a snippet of some of the startups that we created in our database. Just show you some logos and companies here. So a few case studies, a few examples that you guys are probably familiar with. So I think most of you know OpenAI. What about Lovable? Does anyone use Lovable here? No Lovable? Okay. What about 11 Labs? Does anyone use 11 Labs? So, OpenAI, I'm not going to explain that because the reason why they're so successful is because they are the first one. They are the first one to really commercialize GenAI and created ChatGPT. That's why they actually managed to get 1 million users in 5 days and 100 million monthly active users in 2 months. 100 million MAUs in 2 months. That's like 3 Malaysian population, 3 times. Right? Probably one of the fastest growing companies with this kind of numbers. Lovable, if you're not familiar with Lovable, they are AI white coding, right? You can use it to build different apps without writing a code. So if you are lazy and you don't want to write code, you can just use Lovable and you can build a lot of different apps. And it's the same thing, right? 30,000 customers in 90 days, 30 million annual recurring revenue in 120 days. That's like 4 million. Yeah, 4 million a day dollar. And their team is very small. I don't think they have more than 50 people. 11 labs. You look at the concentration. 300,000 revenue per employee. Meaning that they have very small team, but their revenue is so big. So this is what I'm telling you. All of these are possible now, like 2-man team, 3-man team, 4-man company, 1-man company. All these are possible because of AI, right? And obviously there are a lot of learning. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but there are a lot of reasons why these companies can grow so fast. AI is part of it, but there's also a lot of things that they do right as a company. Right, Madness. How many of you have tried Madness? When Madness went very viral, everyone is trying to get the code, the invite code to try out Madness agent from China. Have you guys tried it before? Tried it before. Okay. I'm very worried for you guys now. You haven't tried a lot of these tools and you're studying in a tech university. I'm genuinely worried for you guys. So, Madness agent, can you imagine 2 million people in wait list after they launched 7 days? Meaning that 2 million people want to join the platform and try out the agent, but they cannot get in. There's so much FOMO to try out the agentic solution they have. DeepSeek. How many of you have tried DeepSeek? Okay, quite a few. Now I'm not so worried. So, DeepSeek, because it's free and it's open source, you can see that they have 75 million downloads since January 2025. Right? And if you know the story behind DeepSeek, you will know that it's being built by a group of researchers that did not go to US, did not study in Silicon Valley, did not work in Silicon Valley. They studied locally in Chinese universities, and they managed to build a model that is as good as GPT-4 level. And it's free for everyone to use. And you can clone it and you build something on top of it. You can build your own model on top of it. Right? So these are just some examples of companies from the US, China, from Europe. They really grow very, very fast. But again, it's not limited to US, China, Europe. In It's happening in Southeast Asia as well. If you look at some of the solutions here, this is one of the startups that I work very closely with, and I know them very well, but I just cannot show you their name because these are all private data. A startup from Vietnam, less than 10 people. They make $400,000 in 1 month because they focus on US markets. A marketing solution, this is from Malaysia. They focus on AI for image, for design, for content. They're already globally used by millions of users, and they're preparing for IPO. It's a Malaysian AI company. Right? Another platform from Thailand, they focus on enterprises. They help enterprises to build AI capabilities. It's also preparing for listing, IPO. So all of these companies, you can see that it's all totally possible. It's happening in Southeast Asia. And you can be part of this journey. So you can be part of this movement as well to build companies like that. So some of the interesting things like because all of these companies here, they serve customers globally. It's not just Malaysia, it's not just Southeast Asia. Their customer base is global. And why? These are the 3 reasons. Distribution is getting more and more accessible. What does it mean by distribution? It's easier for them to promote their products to customers. There are a lot of platforms, for example, how many of you are familiar with product hunt? How many of you use product hunt? No one. Okay.